National Security Advisor NSA Mallam Nuhu Ribadu has stated that a significant number of illicit weapons currently in circulation in Nigeria originally belonged to the federal government. Ribadu stated this on Thursday during the arms destruction exercise conducted by the National Center for the Control of Small Arms and Light Weapons at Muhammadu Buhari Cantonment in Abuja. He explained that the weapons ended up in the hands of non-state actors due to corrupt elements within the security agencies. The NSA condemned security personnel who facilitate the distribution of weapons to terrorists, bandits, and other non-state actors. He assured that the government will do everything possible to ensure the country's security. This is a serious story. The fact that there is a lot of arms and weapons circulating the hands of citizens in the country and causing mayhem via a lot of, and the Nuhu Ribadu has come out to say that the weapons that are in circulation to these persons formerly belonged to the federal government. What do you think about this, sir?
Can you remember how many times I've mentioned about corruption?
Yes, sir.
During the course of this program, I've mentioned about corruption more than 3 or 4 times. Very shameful that a whole national security advisor to the country came out in the public and said this. I discussed this issue in one of your sister radio station this morning on paper review, and it gives me concern that the whole national security came out openly to say it. Remember, I mentioned prevention is better than cure. If you want to, what have you done since you discovered it? Remember, he was the chairman of EFCC during the time of Obasanjo. You see how he was booted out when Yar'Adua came on board. Then you also remembered he contested as other governorship candidate in Adamawa. I think he's from Adamawa State. And that Adamawa State, one of the states that had been overrun by bandits. You also remember when one of the governors, former governors, I think from a Borno state, that said the weapons in the hands of these Boko Haram bandits, kidnappers, are more sophisticated than the ones being used by our military. You also remember when they said they are more trained more than our military and the police. Then the question is this: how do they get access to this our weapon? Oftentimes we read in the newspaper and we discuss that some of these bandits collect or got the arms from the insiders, either from the police or from the military. Some of them, how many times as the federal government arrested and prosecuted some military personnel selling arms to these bandits? Look at what happened sometime about 2 years. Was it 2 years ago? Yes, 2 years ago. One of the bishops from Owerri kidnapped along Enugu-Okigwe Road. And when he was rescued, he said those that kidnapped him, they kidnapped him at a checkpoint very close to the express road. And they confessed that some of the weapons were sold to them by the soldiers. You are not hearing from me now. It has been there. So if the National Security Advisor is saying this, what has he done? It's unfortunate. We must
some of the things that they have done. Look at they said very recently that
Kaduna was invaded sometime. Remember, MDA Kaduna was invaded by bandits, and some military officers were kidnapped, and their weapons taken away from them. So that is how the thing no good. You see, we must make sure that this country survives. because we have not seen any sign of seriousness. The National Security Advisor saying it. That is what he has observed. He doesn't need to do that. He has opened his mouth more than wide. That is a classified information. So if I were the president, I will call him to order. If I don't sack him, I will suspend him, because such statements are classified information. He's not supposed to devour it. But having said it, what has he done? That's the question. What has he done? We all knew that some of these nations are being sold to them, the bandits, the kidnappers, and the Boko Haram. How did some of the ones, how did they come into the country? How many times have you heard that at our various ports that so many containers loaded with arms were confiscated? We don't know how this is. So we must make sure that our borders are properly checked. But our borders are porous. So many factors are contributing to it. We also heard that our people, our soldiers, our military, some of them ran away from Sambisa, from Bama, from Medugri, all over because of poor welfare. So when you are people who are fighting for you are not properly cared for, they'll be forced to abandon their duty posts and run away and leave their guns, ammunition. So the issue is not making us know. This thing, we know it, but what has it done as a National Security Advisor? He's not supposed to say that in the first place.
Well, he has come out to say,
it's a security information.
He has come out to say that some of the weapons that were confiscated have now been destroyed to reduce the weapons in circulation.
Now he's now talking about that some of it are in the hands of the bandits. Were you there when they were destroyed? You were not there. If I want to now drag you more, what about some billions of mutilated naira notes that we were told that they were burnt? Were they actually burnt? Were they actually burnt? So they say that they destroyed them, but you were not there. They didn't say, I'm not supposed to know when they did, but because of lack of trust by the public on them, we don't seem to believe whatever they told us. Because if they were destroyed, how now come that they found their way into the hands of the bandits? It leaves much to be desired.